both cameras, but I'm very excited. Hey guys, thank y'all for tapping in. First live on YouTube. We are here in Nairobi, Kenya. We've been here, it seemed like, oh my God, forever. Forever. Maybe about 10 days, almost 10 days. So I just wanted to go live. This is my first YouTube live, and I really just wanted to talk about the conference. But I also had a few other topics that I definitely want to make sure that I hit on. As you can see in the title, definitely want to talk about the education industry for sure, for sure, culture, and just empowerment, global citizenship, all of that, all of the cool things, right? So, first, welcome to Nairobi. We are here in the inner city right now, kind of close to the airport, and we have been all over. We've been all over. We had actually the privilege of staying in Nairobi County, which is home to the Maasai tribe, and doing all of the cool things up there, really learning about their culture, and then going on safari. So it has been cool. So, again, thank y'all for tapping in. I think one of the things that I really, really want to talk about is the power of education. And so for me, I think we don't really understand the power of our voice. And so by being a speaker at this Women Empowerment Conference, it has really shown me that when we think about education, it don't have to be the traditional sit and get type of education, like in a classroom, behind a desk type of education, but really dialogue exchange, talking about your experience and really sharing it with others. So um, I have had the opportunity to share about my experience with starting my business, challenges that I faced, and just really being transparent about that process to empower the women here who were attending the conference. And to me, that's the education industry, right? And being able to empower others through our voice and our experience, and being transparent about that process. So I really appreciate just seeing the different cultures that were present, the different initiatives that these women have started over here, the different issues that they face that I don't think we consider in back home in the States. And so one of the things that was most prevalently talked about was women issues concerning like the lack of hygiene products for women, and concerns of like women's health and things like that. And so a lot of women leaders over here have big initiatives and push to support the young ladies with knowing how to take care of their body, and even gaining access to different sanitary products. And I think that's something I don't want to say that we take for granted, but literally I didn't consider that as being a great need. And it's maybe because I'm in the West, being naive to the access that we have to so many different things. But even as an educator, just it really just got my mind to thinking like, what more can we do to, help our students even understand that not necessarily how good we have, but just understanding other cultures and other communities where topics like this may be even taboo to talk about. And so, while we do have access to a lot of things, but how can we be a part of a global solution? And I think just by even being open to having conversations. And so, one thing I want to share is that I have never um, been out of the country for so long without my family. So, even for me, to do this, to come over here and leave like my grandma, my kids, my mom for almost 2 weeks is like major. It's super major, super major. But understanding that my purpose, my mission, my vision is bigger than, of course, I love my family, but it's bigger than just, making an impact in the States, or even like when they can travel with me. But sometimes you need to have those experience if you desire global impact. Not all the time can they go with you, on trips and things like that. And just to be in a room, and again to share my story and to share what it is that I do in the education industry has just been amazing. And so to leave my family to come here And to do that, I really feel like it's helped me to grow in my purpose as well. So I just want to submit that to educators. Like, um, I think sometimes we overthink things. We overthink things, and it's just like walking your call and walking your purpose. And I really think that everybody is an educator, to be honest. And it's really just sharing what it is that you're passionate about, what it is that your gift is, and that inspires other people to kind of like bring that outside of themselves. So even for the ladies who are already leading initiatives, me speaking to them, they were so empowered by me sharing just the my history and background, the challenges that I faced. They were just so excited to know that we share similar backgrounds with certain things. And as an English teacher, one of the things that I did, I opened my session with the poem "The Rose That Grew from Concrete." I love Tupac. Okay, absolutely love Tupac. And so that was something that I really wanted to connect with my audience on, was just inviting them into the conversation, but breaking the ice with a poem that they could actually kind of like break down and really see themselves in it. So I started with the rose that grew from concrete, and we talked about the imagery that was in the poems. I had everybody envision themselves as being the rose, and then talking about the challenges that they faced on their journey, and that the challenges were represented by the concrete. And so people were so vulnerable in the session. I thought that was dope, for people to really talk about some of the things that they have went through, some of the challenges that they have faced. And some of them were very personal. And I think even just to get the most out of exchanging dialogue, you do have to, in a sense, be vulnerable, because I shared some of my background, um, as far as being raised by my grandmother, my parents being incarcerated, taking remedial courses, just all these different things that for me to be where I am, not a lot of people would have thought that I experienced those things. And after my session, I had again so many people come up to me and talk about how, they wasn't raised by their parents because either a parent died or a parent was incarcerated, things like that. And just understanding the importance of being transparent on your journey, because it's easy, to make everything look like it's peaches and creams and, things like that. And so I think a part of the success is really talking about uh, where you started and where you came from, because people can relate to that. And once they can see that, oh, you're a real person, like everything hasn't always been, on a golden path for you, and they really make them like dig down deep inside and really consider, like, oh, if that person can do it, or if they can overcome that challenge, then I can overcome challenges as well. So that was just really dope. That was just really dope. So that's something I just want to submit to other educators, even whatever your specific content is. Just finding a way to humanize it in relation to your experience. And being an English teacher, being I think I don't want to say a master of two languages, but just being honest with my students. I speak Ebonics, and I always talk about that. Some of my colleagues laugh at that, but I just like to be honest, because even when people know, oh, you're an English teacher, it's like they want to hold you to a high standard of like grammar, and it's like, yo, I myself, okay, I code switch for sure. I code switch, but it's the nature of knowing my audience, and just being able to have them to relate to me in a way that, okay, yes, I do have a background in academia, but at the same time, like, I'm a real person. Like, this is me, this is my quote unquote native tongue. And so when I want to relax and let it down, you will hear the St. Louis in me, okay, that will come out. But I think again, that's just a part of being transparent on the journey. And this is just, it's just been really, really good. It's been really, really good. Another thing that I really want to talk about too is just the culture that I have been exposed to. Like I said, I think in the West, in the United States, we have access to so many things that we don't think about the lack that other cultures have when it comes to things. And here again, it's very, very, very taboo for young ladies to talk about having a menstrual cycle. And I was like, oh wow. And even I'm gonna just show y'all like how, I don't know, I don't want to say Western I am, but I recall people talking about the women in Africa not having menstruals. And I was like, yo, that's kind of like what? And they was like, yeah, it's just because of the diet that's over in America. Like it's not, they don't. But really come to find out based on the history of the culture, it's not talked about. It's not talked about at all. So young ladies will actually not tell their family when they're actually on their menstrual because they embarrassed about it, because it's not something that's talked about. They miss a lot of school because it's not they're embarrassed because they don't have the products to take care of themselves. Love you too, Pharaoh. My baby was on my live on Instagram. I'm live on Instagram too, to everybody tuning in on YouTube. But it's not talked about in a sense to where young ladies are going to the extremes just to get sanitary products in ways in which I never even thought of. And so one of the most common ways is that older gentlemen will provide these products in exchange for basically exploiting their bodies. And so that leads to a lot of things such as early pregnancies and things like that. And so when the ladies here who are leading these initiatives to help them create sanitary products and things, it's like things that we don't think about or consider again. Over in the United States, and probably other, first world countries, countries that are deemed as first world, people who have access to a lot of resources. These are things that we don't think about. And so this is true education when you are able to exchange dialogue with others and then be able to see how can you be a part of a global solution. So whether that's doing any type of charity work or initiatives, or just being able to come and speak and empower young ladies and let them know just about education and how it can open your horizon to different things. It's just been an amazing experience. So just like I said, learning about their cultural practices and seeing the lack in resources has truly changed um, just my mindset. Just my mindset, number one, of being grateful, but then, like I said, like how can we serve on a global level and assist with it? So, um, this has been really good. It's been really good. And the people that I came here with, like I said, traveling without my family, and then coming here and seeing the impact that the other ladies who travel from the US have been able to come over here and impart on these women as well has just been very fruitful. Just to see people operating in different industries, and seeing how them sharing their stories with these young ladies is also beneficial to them. So it's just been cool. And I wanted to share it with y'all. First time going live on YouTube, so I did really just want to talk about my experience here in Africa and just introduce y'all to some things. I'm not sure how many people actually knew about some of the. We know that places here on the continent of Africa are lacking in some resources, but not really truly, I think, understanding it. I mean, and it even go deeper than that when you talk about the FGM. I know when I was a little girl, we kind of heard about it on the news. I forget which program it was, like on Nickelodeon, that kind of covered like world news, and they might have talked about it. I just remember it was like when I was 15, but like after that, I don't really remember hearing about female genital mutilation. But that's like a big thing over here. It's a cultural practice, and really understanding how it's impacting young girls heavily over here in the community. And so just we're seeing these initiatives that have been started about how to educate the young ladies of to be against this practice, but actually knowing why. Because you have some older women in the community that actually believe that it is something that that shows that you are of womanhood and things like that. And just really understanding how uh big it is. And I'm gonna tell you, I didn't know. Like I thought it ended. I don't know why I thought it was like eradicated. And again, maybe it could be me just being from the West And I don't know, like being naive to it, but it's not something that's really polarized in our media per se. So really being able to learn about the culture and the things that they are facing, and to learn how just coming to use our voice. We actually had the honor and privilege to go and talk to an all girls school, which was really cool. The all girls school housed, I think, 1800, I'm sorry, 800 young ladies. And they all, it's a boarding school. And so they are able to, if they are looking for refuge, if they found themselves like in an early marriage, or just really needing to have access to like a school and things like that, this this school has taken in 800 young ladies, and they're providing them with an education. It's for high school girls. And so we were able to go over there and also talk and to empower them as well. I shared again my background about being an educator and just seeing a vision of more within the education industry. And so a lot of times when I speak, it is really about following your passion, because as an educator, like I love this. And when you think about like education, like teachers, especially in America, even though we get paid more than in a lot of countries, it's not like the profession to go in to like get rich, right? But my thought process in following your passion is that the wealth will come. And I'm not just talking about money, but being able, like this experience to me is wealth. Being able to spend time with my family is wealth. And hey, Abigail, how are you? Abigail tapping in on Instagram. She says it is really important for people to get educated. 100%. 100%. And that's even if, you don't go the traditional route of, college, get a skills trade, like something that is just taking you to the next level with your skill set or your passion. But again, that's why I talk a lot about passion, because it will lead you places. I'm here in Nairobi, Kenya, and I am talking about just that. So when we were at the girls' school, I let them know how I was an educator, and I really just desired to impact the education industry more. So even though I have a degree in um, administration, education administration, meaning, I'm actually licensed in Texas and in Missouri to be a principal, and just thinking about how I want my impact to be even greater than that. Because when you are an administrator, you have all of these roles and responsibilities within that school. And even if you think about the track to going up in administration, moving into district leadership, superintendent, whatever the case may be, as far as that leadership track, you're only impactful to that particular organization. And I just have always seen global impact for me. So being an educator and just following my passion, starting the educational consulting business, and now leading other educators into educational consulting, taking their skill set to the next level, that is really following your passion. So no matter what industry you in, I really think you should operate in your passion, because you're gonna be more impactful that way. If you're just doing something for the money and you're not really happy with it, it's like, okay, yeah, you're doing it for the money, but how filling is that for you? And even after the money, you might get the money, but are you happy? Like, yeah, now you got the money, you go buy a big house, go buy a big car, all of those things, but is that actually filling you? And what actually fills me is being able to see other, students being impacted, not just the ones that were in my classroom, but the ones who are in other educators' classroom, seeing them being able to be impacted on a higher level, because now they teachers know how to develop a real relationship with them to actually get them to learn and engage on a deeper level, because they know, oh, my teacher cares about me. Like, oh, I see the work that my teacher is doing and things like that. So just following your passion. And so again, my passion has led me to have an opportunity to come and speak over here in Kenya, and I've just blessed by, seeing different cultures, seeing how people are living, and then actually just being able to do what it is that I feel that I'm called to do on this earth. At least for now, outside of the other desires that I have, which is to impact the development, real estate, providing quality housing and things like that. So even being able to see how communities over here are living. One of the things that I also think about too is that even though there are cultures that are still very I'm trying to find the right word. They are very true to uh their history and culture as far as the way that they live within, the communities, the housing and structures and things that they have. um it just leads me to also question whether or not the tourism is limiting their evolvement, so to speak, because like there is an industry of us, coming over and touring and things like that. And I wouldn't necessarily say exploiting their culture, but to an extent, and it's beautiful to actually experience it. But I still think on a higher level, like again, we're thinking about how can we assist these communities, but also understanding like the impact of us as tourists. So many people that's coming over here to, see the safari, to see the communities and things like that. But knowing like there are evolving communities that are also around, and just thinking about the impact that we are having or the part that we are sharing in either the evolvement or the stagnation of their culture. And so just some things to think about. I don't know if my brain just reverts to it because like I'm just a thinker and I always want to think about solutions. So I just try to identify like root causes and things like that. So those are some things that I think about. But the most important thing is just seeing yourself as a change agent, and seeing where you fit in globally and changing some things. So again, this has been a super amazing experience that I will forever be grateful for this. I look forward to also coming back to Kenya. Y'all hold on. My nose be running when I'm on camera. Hopefully y'all don't see it. I'm looking for a little tissue, little tissue, little tissue. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me go off camera real quick. Yes. All right, I had to like get my nose together. But again, that's one of the things that I just I think about. So yes, y'all. I just again wanted to tap in with y'all. Just wanted to tap in and talk about my experience here in Africa, going live first time on YouTube. I think I'm gonna do it again later on today because I think it has been fun. But I just want to talk about my experience here, and yes, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful to say the least. And thank y'all for everybody that's tuning in. If y'all have any questions, certainly let me know. But yes, this has been amazing, amazing, amazing for sure. Transformational. I do miss my family, so I'm excited to get back home to my family. But I wouldn't change this experience at all. This has been really, really good, and I just want to tap in with y'all. I just wanted to tap in. So I hope that inspires y'all to, just make sure that you are operating in your true passion, because it's going to lead you to places, connect you with some folks. The young lady that I even got the opportunity to come over here. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Asante Sama, thank you. The young lady who I even got the opportunity to travel her to Kenya to come and speak, I befriended her on Facebook because we are both from Dallas, Texas, and just to show you, that your connections are divine when you're intentional about what it is that you do. And I was just looking for some communities to tap into in Dallas because I'm not from there, originally from St. Louis, for those who don't know. Um, and I was just searching like Dallas, women empowerment hashtags on YouTube. I mean, not on YouTube, on Facebook, and I came across Janetta Coyer, and I saw the amazing things that she was doing. She was actually, I think she was going live promoting. She has a show that's called The Boss Ladies of Dallas, and I was searching the hashtags and came across her page, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna follow her. This lady is moving and grooving." And connected on Facebook, went to go see her speak. And then she was like, I'm hosting a women empowerment event over in Kenya. I see the things that you are doing. I would like for you to come. And I was like, dang, like that's kind of like major, to be extending an opportunity like that. And so next thing you know, boom, I'm here and speaking to some women as well as speaking to some young ladies at the school. So it has been super, super duper awesome. And again, just really grateful for the opportunity. So um, I just wanted to tap in with y'all, tell y'all about the experience here at Kenya. And again, I'll probably be going live again. I'm really excited for this to be my first live on YouTube. So again, thank y'all for tapping in, and I look forward to coming back and telling y'all some more about my experience. Have a good one.